from getting kicked out of the hospital for verbally abusing the hospital staff,
so if you're not in here in 5 minutes, the police will be called!
to stealing pain meds from his brother Justin, who was still recovering from surgery.
Dad, I'm not interested in hearing your lies and your excuses.
Here is Stephen Assanti's entire life on My 600 Pound Life Explained. Featured in Season 5, Episode 13 of the show, Stephen was already notorious for his unusual behaviour before he even made it to Dr. Now's care in Houston.
Stephen Assanti is being transported to my care in Houston right now, and I'm not sure what to expect. From what I understand, he suffers from severe psychological issues that make it problematic to treat him.
He weighed over 700 pounds when he joined the show. However, it soon became evident that his case was complicated by factors other than weight itself.
This looks really yummy!
Stephen, even though old enough to make better choices for himself, was stuck in a childlike mentality, which prevented him from getting the help he needed. And after being kicked out of several hospitals because of his extreme behavioral issues and habit of sneaking in food, Stephen decided to join Dr. Now's weight loss program. But given his history, it was highly unlikely he was going to make it to the end here as well.
My God! You want to hang up? You said it! Half an hour, I got piss all over my bed.
Alright, Mr.
Get
Santi.
the out of here.
Okay.
I need help. I'll call the cops. Don't with me, broad. Do not.
Mr. Santi, I can't help you.
Coming from a dysfunctional family, Stephen had developed his extreme psychological issues because of his parents' divorce and his mother's absence pretty early on in his life. A believable reason for any child whose mother prioritized fun over them.
My brother and I went to go live with my mom, but at that time, my mom cared more about the alcohol and her boyfriends than us.
Whatever structure he might have needed growing up wasn't really there, and what followed was years of unchecked behavior, gradually reinforced by a lack of consequences. Even his younger brother Justin was also affected.
Clubbing, drinking, and she used to leave food out for us because she was never there. And Stephen is very greedy, and every time there was food around, before I could eat it, he would already have gobbled it down.
Stephen would bully Justin terribly, and this not only created friction between the two, but also caused Justin to experience social anxiety as a result of years of being bullied by his older brother, demonstrating how far Stephen could really go. But his attitude problem would only be the root of his countless other issues, as he would grow up to develop an extreme eating disorder, which led to him weighing close to 300 pounds by the time he started high school. Unfortunately, after high school, Stephen's habits took a darker turn. Without parental guidance and a personal intention of changing, he continued gaining weight until he crossed 700 pounds. In just a few years, he had become entirely dependent and physically immobile, living off disability checks and relying on his father for care. But instead of seeing it as a breaking point, Stephen saw it as a comfort of being able to afford everything without having to move a muscle.
This video is just for you taxpayers. Thank you for paying taxes, because without you, I would not have this urinal to pee in. Without you, I would not have this cans of food to eat. Without you, I would have pills to take to keep me alive.
His father, however, was growing desperate to see him turn more negligent and irresponsible.
Sneaking pizza all the time and hiding the evidence. One day I happened to open up that closet and I see 10 piles of empty pizza boxes in here where he tried to hide them from me. I said, let me tell you something, it's gonna stop because I don't wanna see that ever.
And the few attempts he made to talk sense into him were either ignored or shut down with violence.
If I don't eat, I'm gonna call the police on you. I'll tell them you hit me. I said, oh, here we go. He knows how to bull people.
This behavior was heavily criticized by viewers, who expressed their frustration saying, "I think Stephen Assanti is an actual psychopath who would be legitimately dangerous if he ever became mobile. If I were his dad, I'd have driven out to a wooded area, rolled his gurney out of the RV, and then driven off." And even during the ride to Houston, Stephen couldn't help himself, but make the entire transport crew feel miserable with his constant complaints and entitled demands.
And if something happens to me, you're gonna be very sorry.
Welcome to the real Steven.
By the time he reached his hospital room, it was obvious that Stephen hadn't turned a corner.
But I'm not gonna lie. If someone would have brought me some fast food or something, I'd probably eat it. Because I'm a fast food junkie.
To add to all the trouble he was causing, he constantly rang for nurses, made inappropriate demands, and refused to follow even basic instructions.
Waiting.
I want this light off.
He thinks the world should revolve around him like a child does.
Dr. Now confronted him multiple times, giving him chances to explain himself. But instead of owning up to it, Stephen deflected the complaints and made childish excuses.
Sometimes I get frustrated. I tell him, if I act like a kid, I want you to treat me like a kid.
How old are you?
I'm 33 years old.
So it's time for you to grow up.
Dr. Now was not happy with his behavior, and he confronted him head on, making it clear that this was his final warning. If Stephen didn't correct his behavior and start respecting the people trying to save his life, he would bear the consequences himself.
Behavior, then we will be unable to continue his treatment in the hospital. So it's his choice.
But Stephen took the chance for granted and continued on with his usual antics, and would go about making it hard for the nurses to keep up with him. However, things got worse when he resorted to something downright vile, just to seek attention.
In any patient like Stephen, he asking for pain medicine every 15 minutes, and then he spilled urine on the floor.
I'm just really upset, okay?
Stephen has to be Dr. Now's worst patient. Anytime he doesn't get what he wants, he throws a fit like a little kid. This was the final straw for Dr. Now, and he didn't hesitate for a second. His frustration boiled over, and what he said next made it clear just how fed up he was with Stephen.
So you're done here.
I've been doing good and everything, please.
And unless you have an emergency, you will not be admitted back.
I've been good. I swear I apologize to everybody.
I will have you drop in homeless shelter in a few minutes. You are finished.
However, it wasn't just Dr. Now who was annoyed. Stephen needs a serious reality check. His behavior is absolutely unacceptable. Frankly, I'm surprised they didn't kick him out sooner. However, not long after, Stephen settled in his new apartment. But what Dr. Now didn't realize was how this would eventually lead to Stephen's whole life going in a downward spiral as a result of him being left to his own devices. He slipped back into the same habits, eating non-stop, avoiding all responsibility, and gaming the system to survive without ever putting in the work.
Pizza.
Oh my God.
All right, Dad, I want pizza.
Only to end up being made fun of by the viewers. He basically went into the hospital, gave all the nurses lifetime PTSD, walked out like nothing happened, and ordered a pizza. And yet, Stephen seemed unfazed. He knew exactly what he was doing to his body, even how his weight was killing him, but he would still try to manipulate his father into paying for his self-destructive eating habits.
That's not my fucking problem. That's your problem, not mine.
So I did not get any food today.
You had 3 meals delivered, sorry.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Well, guess what? I don't have no money and I am broke.
But that won't be all for Stephen, because this time he stepped deeper into his addictions with his pain medicine.
And it was 100 count, and they're gone. So he took the equivalent to knock out an elephant. I think that he have a slight problem. What I should do is I'm gonna press redial and see the last number that he called.
Not only had he grown addicted to his pain medicine, but he had even checked himself into 20 different hospitals in the same month, trying to get more dosage to fuel his addiction. This led to him developing even more issues on top of his stagnant weight, triggering a full-blown breakdown, which led to him pulling his own hair out. When Dr. Now found out about his condition, he was quick to call him out and warn him of the drastic consequences of his actions.
Your pain medication and going to all these hospitals. Why are you doing that?
I shouldn't.
And we have discovered you have done this about 20 times this past month. Do you know how dangerous it is? You need to stop that.
Yeah.
This is time right now to stop all that.
Yes.
And I need to see weight loss from you.
But Stephen had already made up his mind and was now far from following what Dr. Now asked of him, which clearly showed in his next weigh-in appointment at Dr. Now's clinic, where he gained 83 pounds since his last visit. This disappointed Dr. Now terribly, who expressed his agitation in their consultation.
You want to write your death certificate. This is your last chance. You lose 60 pounds this next month.
It was no shock that the weight gain was the least of Stephen's concerns, and he proceeded to ask for what he came there for in the first place.
I do need one more pain script though, for my pain, because I am in a lot of pain.
Your pain script went away when you called your dad to bring your food.
I promise.
And although he was denied medicine by Dr. Now, Stephen had a way to wrangle things to go his way, and thus he did this time too.
Listen, and the pain got unbearable, so I had no choice. I had to come here to get my pain meds. I gotta find another way to get my pain meds.
Oh, God.
There's other ways, but if you try to buy it on the computer, you can be buying from a cop or something though.
And it happened in the same hospital Dr. Now worked in, because at this point, he wasn't even trying to conceal this from him, showing the height of his indifference, which the viewers heavily criticized. Even Dr. Now had enough after discovering Stephen's relentless abuse of the system.
So that's the top priority for us to address.
I mean, I'm gonna try to stop, but it's hard.
You're lying about everything you're doing.
And eventually made the call that should have come long ago. Stephen was suspended from the weight loss program and was put in the drug recovery program instead. And while this step was solely for his own benefit, Stephen still preferred comfort to anything else, no matter how beneficial it really was.
Wait, okay?
Stephen, calm down.
They're treating me like a criminal!
Even with this lifeline, he found a way to twist it to his advantage, and just weeks into rehab, he manipulated his way out again. And just like clockwork, he landed right back in the hospital, playing the same games he always did.
My legs hurt. Can you do something for me?
Thank you for you.
I need something. I wanted or something. My leg, okay?
Yes, sir. We're trying to get orders from Dr. Just take slow, deep breaths, okay?
I see something.
By this time, Stephen's caretaker, Princess, had reached her limit, and after weeks of navigating Stephen's tantrums, lies, and emotional outbursts, she decided she had had enough.
Than ever. And his behavior is particularly unacceptable towards me. So I'm no longer going to be treating him after today. 2 weeks worth of food you'll go through in 2 days.
Stephen, however, refused to surrender anything, least of all the television Princess had brought.
TV said since it belongs to the healthcare company and that they lent it to me. But I'm not letting her do that. She can drop off the pills, get me something to eat, and go.
And to do that, he resorted to doing something completely insane.
Immediately, please. My personal care attendant here bought me a TV, okay? She bought it as a gift for me, and now she's trying to take it away from me. She's mad that she's losing her job, and it ain't my problem she didn't do her job. Stephen Assanti.
Till now, Stephen had crossed lines no other patient ever dared to. And by this point, even the viewers were fed up with his manipulative habits, calling him disgusting, manipulative, and a narcissist. But all this had little effect on Stephen, as his weight continued to spiral out of control. And this was probably what Dr. Now had already anticipated beforehand. So when the tipping point came, he told Stephen bluntly to treat his weight loss with seriousness or be prepared to lose his life in the same spiral.
Your own responsibility and stop blaming everyone around you. We are the one helping you. And right now we have to intervene again so you won't kill yourself.
But at this point, everyone around him had lost any hope they previously had of him losing weight, including Stephen himself, whose health and lifestyle were worsening day by day, and even his father, who supported him through the whole year of his weight loss appointments, had let go of the last glimmer of hope.
Yeah.
What's it look like? Should you look like that?
No.
No. See this? See all this?
Yeah.
Imagine all this gone and it's all as big as this now.
No.
Could you imagine it?
No. Would be nice though.
It would be, wouldn't it?
Finally giving up on his own narcissistic son.
And there's nothing I can do. If he fails, I know I did my part, but he didn't do his. You know, I don't know what else to say. I'm just hoping I can find you a place by friggin' Thursday.
After 10 months of giving the illusion that he was trying his best while eating bouts of food, Stephen's condition was worse than when they had first begun his journey. With his body all swollen up and with his lymphedema spreading, his weight had moved to an all-time high, all while Stephen neglected his body and the dire consequences coming his way. Dr. Now tried to put in a final bit of effort into getting Stephen onto the right track by showing him what he had done to himself.
Tell me, what do you see?
A big failure.
You're not looking at yourself. Come on. I mean, both of them look like an elephant's leg.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look human anymore because what you have done. You know, you're not seeing yourself the way you are.
And even warned him of the potential consequences of his actions if he abused his position as a patient to try to wrangle more drugs or medication. But Stephen could not face the reality that Dr. Now was trying to get through to him.
So your days of abusing system are over.
Okay, thank you. Have a nice day. I want to leave.
You got that?
Yes, I'm done.
Okay,
Thanks.
this information is going to data bank.
Okay.
And once I put this in the database, the next time you do this, you'll be arrested.
I'm gonna leave.
No.
I feel uncomfortable.
I feel uncomfortable. I want you to come with me.
Stephen's episode ended with thousands of fans criticizing not only his behavior, but also how he manipulated the system to adjust the circumstances in his favor. But he flipped the script in his Where Are They Now episode, where fans were shocked to see the drastic change in Stephen's weight, with him getting weight loss surgery. It looked like he started choosing better habits, and for the first time in years, there was a glimmer of progress. But as it turns out, Stephen was again putting up an act to try to gain Dr. Now's trust. Not long after his brother Justin had his weight loss surgery, Stephen showed up at his place under the pretense of support, only to steal his post-op pain meds, leaving Justin to suffer without relief.
I'm interested in hearing your lies and your excuses. I'm gonna have some tests run on you. And if you find any painkillers in your system, we're gonna have a serious problem. I told you if you did this one more time, that's it. Didn't I?
Yeah.
Around the same time, Stephen got married, but adjusting to married life as a morbidly obese person turned difficult, leading to the relationship falling apart.
Eat things up here a lot with my mouth and manipulation and stuff. I mean, we fight a lot, but I don't want to get a divorce. I don't. So if you're asking me, then no, I don't want a divorce.
He later created a Cameo account where he frequently posted updates, but the videos raised more concern. His teeth began falling out, reportedly due to drug abuse. And not long after, he lost them entirely, a sign that his health was deteriorating fast, and for the first time since his episode aired, viewers were genuinely concerned about him. At the end of it all, it became undeniable that Stephen Assanti was the worst patient the show had ever had. Now, if you like my videos, please subscribe or watch my similar videos here.